children. Today we are going to see about the chapter 8 microbes in human welfare question and answers from pages 138 to 144. So let's see the questions. 2 marks question. Name any 2 bacteria, we call it as germs or genetically engineered microorganisms involved in the bioremediation. So it is in the page number 144. I have given 3 examples. You can write any 2. That is Pseudomonas foetida that digests the hydrocarbons in oil spill, and Nitromonas europaea degrading benzene and a variety of halogenated organic compounds, and Idonella saccharensis, it is used in the recycling PET bottles. So these are the 3 examples you can give for the genetically engineered organisms or germs, shortly called as germs. The next question is, curd is more nutritious than milk. Justify your answer. So it is in the page number 139. So curd is more nutritious than milk as it contains a number of organic acids and vitamins, and due to the action of Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus lactis and Streptococcus lactis on milk and turning it into curd by digesting the protein casein. So this is the answer you have to write for this. The next question, mention the dual functions of lab, what that are usually useful to man, and write about the beneficial effects of lactic acid bacteria. So lab is nothing but lactic acid bacteria, short form LAB. So it is in the page number 138, and the answer we have to write for this is, it checks the growth of pathogenic microbes in stomach and digestive tract, and it gives a number of organic acids and vitamins when added in the curd. So that is the answer for this question. And name, 4th question, name any 2 fungus which are used in the production of antibiotics. So it is in page number 140 of your textbook. So the 2 species are Streptomyces griseus and Penicillium notatum. That is one option you can write. Another one is Streptomyces aureofaciens and Penicillium chrysogenum. So these are the 2 examples you can write for the penicillin production fungi. The next one, define zymology and oniology, page number 145 and page number 141. Zymology, it is an applied science which deals with the biochemical process of fermentation and its practical uses using Saccharomyces cerevisiae, that nothing but the yeast. Then B question, oniology, it is a science and study of wine and wine making, and wine is made from the fermentation of grape juice, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, that is the yeast. Both are made from the yeast only. So that is what you have to keep in remember, the common thing is. Then 6th question, write any 2 uses of cyclosporine A. It is in page number 142, and the answer what you have to write for this is, it is an immunosuppressant used in organ transplantation and is produced from the fungus Trichoderma polysporum, and it is also used for its anti-inflammatory, antifungal and anti-parasitic properties. So these are the 2 points you have to write for the uses of cyclosporine A. Now we go to the 7th question. What are methanogens, and give an example. It is in page number 143. Methane producing bacteria are called as methanogens. Example is Methanobacterium. And 8th one, when does antibiotic resistance occur? It is in page number 40. So answer you have to write is, when bacteria develop the ability to defeat the drug designed to kill or inhibit their growth, and it is accelerated by the misuse and overuse of antibiotics as well as poor infection prevention control. So when there is the ability of the drug is which is formed for that drug is not able to defeat the bacteria, then the bacteria will grow and it is resistant to that one because it has the plasmids inside that. And the next one is it is usually accelerating. Accelerating means it's growing very fast because we are using overdosage of antibiotics already. If you are using many medicines, then that also can cause the bacteria to resist the drug what we are taking. And also if there is poor infection prevention, that means if you are not taking control of the infection properly, then also the bacteria will grow vigorously. So these are the 2 points you have to write for this answer. So 9th question, give reason. A, flavor in yogurt. Why do you get the flavor in the yogurt? It is page number 139. So the flavor in yogurt is due to acetaldehyde produced by the Streptococcus thermophilus and Lactobacillus bulgaris on production of lactic acid. So the lactic acid and aldehyde production, that is the one which gives the flavor to the yogurt. And B, large holes in Swiss cheese. Why we have large holes in the Swiss cheese? That is page number 139. So the large amount of carbon dioxide produced by the bacterium Propionibacterium shermani. This is the bacteria which is causing the carbon dioxide and it is creating holes in the cheese. So that is the reason it has large holes in the Swiss cheese. Then 10th question, write an example for A, bacteriostatic antibiotic, page number 140, tetracycline and chlorotetracycline, and bactericidal antibiotic, page number 140, that also it is streptomycin. And 11th question, define antibiosis, 140 page number. It is the property of antibiotics to kill microorganisms and superbugs. It is also page number 140. Superbug is a term used to describe strains of bacteria that are resistant to the majority of antibiotics commonly used today. So if any bacteria is resistant to any of the antibiotics we are giving for the cure of the disease, and if that disease is not controlling, then we call that organism as a superbug. Then 12th question, what are probiotics? Give 2 examples, page number 139. Probiotics are live microorganisms intended to provide health benefits when consumed generally by improving or restoring the gut flora. Gut means intestine. So intestine flora will be improved by using the probiotics. Example for probiotics are Lactobacillus acidophilus, L. lactis and Streptococcus lactis. And 13th question, who derived the term antibiotic and name the antibiotic discovered by him? So it is in the page number 139. It is Selman Waksman. He discovered streptomycin in 1943. Then 14th question, the first antibiotic was extracted from fungus and it is also referred as queen of drugs. So it is in page number 140. So who discovered this one? It is Alexander Fleming in 1926, and the name of the fungal species used for this penicillium extraction or the drug is penicillin, is produced by fungi Penicillium notatum and Penicillium chrysogenum. And question number 15, write an equation of alcoholic fermentation. So how fermentation occurs and how the alcohol is produced. So you have to write that equation. So it is in page number 142 of your textbook. So it is C6H12O6, that is glucose. Under the action of yeast, it undergoes fermentation and gives rise C2H5OH, 2C2H5OH, that is ethanol, plus 2CO2, that is carbon dioxide, is released as a gas. The arrow here represents the gas. Then 16th question, differentiate between broad spectrum antibiotics and narrow spectrum antibiotics. It is page number 140. So broad spectrum antibiotics are, they act against a wide range of disease causing bacteria, and narrow spectrum antibiotics are active against a selected group of bacterial types. So example is streptomycin and chlorotetracycline, and Example for narrow spectrum antibiotics are penicillin G and erythromycin. Then 17th question, genetically engineered streptococci are used in medicine how? So it is in page number 142. Genetically engineered streptococci are used as clot buster for removing the clots in the blood vessels of patients who have undergone myocardial infarction. That means if you are having any heart attack, then for that we can remove the clots in the blood vessels of the heart so that the patient is recovered from that. So the example for this is streptococci and it is used for clot buster. You have to write this one. Then 18th question, stains is obtained from the yeast Monascus purpureus and mention its medical role. So it is used to lower blood cholesterol levels and it acts by competitively inhibiting the enzyme responsible for the synthesis of cholesterol. So cholesterol can be reduced by this yeast, that is Monascus purpureus. Then 19th question, complete the following. It is in the page number 142. So there are some organic acids given in your textbook. So for that you have some microbes which are producing those organic acids. So you have to fill that one. So you should know what acid is produced by which microorganism. So for acetic acid, the microbe which is producing acetic acid is, the answer is Acetobacter aceti. And for Aspergillus niger, so it can be any of the thing. They can give first the organism microbe and then they can give the organic acid, or they can give organic acid and they can ask the microbe. So any of the thing they can ask. So for this, if you are Aspergillus, the microbe name is given. So what is the organic acid produced by that? It is citric acid. And if it is fumaric acid, then what is the microbe producing that one? It is Rhizopus oryzae. And if it is Clostridium botricum, the microorganism, then what does it produce? It is butyric acid. Usually the name will be there in the organism itself sometime, or sometime it will be there with the organic acid also. So just we have to remember that one. So this can be asked even in 1 mark also as a match the following. So you have to remember this one. Then question number 20, complete the following. Name the microbes used in bioremediation. So page number 144. A. PET plastics. It is produced by Iodinella seccensis, which is giving a terephthalic acid and ethylene glycol. And toxic trichloroethane, it is produced by which organism? So it is giving non-toxic ethane. So it is just a completion of the sentence. So if you read the textbook properly, you can write these answers. The answer for B question is Dalhacoccydus species. And the name the predominantly used microbes for the production of recombinant insulin. So 21st question is name the predominantly used microbes for the production of recombinant insulin. It is in page number 142. The example is E. coli and Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Then question number 22. When is World Biofuel Day observed? Mention its importance. It is in 142 page. It's in the box. And do you know box? And it is observed in 10th August of every year. And it is observed to create awareness about the new importance of renewable biofuels as an alternative to conventional non-renewable fossil fuels. So it can be used as a renewable resource, and that is the reason to create that awareness. Every year we are celebrating on 10th August. Now what is SCP? It is in page number 139. The edible unicellular microorganisms which are rich in protein is suitable for human consumption or as animal feed. So the best example for SCP is spirulina. Then next question, 23rd, how does cheese differ from paneer? So it is in page number 139. So cheese is produced when milk is usually acidified and the enzyme rennet is added to cause coagulation. So most cheese are made with a starter bacteria, Lactococcus, Lactobacillus or Streptococcus. And whereas paneer is made by curdling of the milk with lemon juice, vinegar or other edible acids. So here in cheese we are using microorganisms and in paneer we are using only the edible acids. And 24th question, what is bioreactor? It is in the page number 139. So it is a fermenter or a bioreactor, or both are same. So it is in a closed vessel with adequate arrangement for the aeration, agitation, temperature, pH control and drain or overflow vent to remove the waste biomass of cultured microorganisms along with their products. So that is called as a bioreactor. So bioreactor, if you take simple terms, it is a vessel in which the microorganisms are grown under a conditioned environment. So that is called as a bioreactor. Then question number 25, what is Pasteur effect? It is in page number 141 in the box. So the Pasteur effect is the inhibiting effect of oxygen on the fermentation process. So if there is any up and down in the oxygen content, so that can inhibit the fermentation process. So that such process is called as Pasteur effect. Then question number 26, name the scientists who were awarded Nobel Prize for discovery of penicillium. It is in page number 140. It is Fleming, Chain and Flore were awarded the Nobel Prize in 1945 for the discovery of penicillin. So these are the three scientists who were awarded for the penicillin discovery. Then question number 28, expand them, that is IARI, KVIC, that is 143 page number. So IARI is Indian Agricultural Research Institute, KVIC means Khadi Village Industries Commission. Then question number 29, what are the biogases? It is in page number 143. Gases of biogas is methane, which is of 63%, with carbon dioxide, hydrogen, nitrogen and other gases in trace amounts. So mostly the biogas contains methane gas of 63% and rest other gases are carbon dioxide, hydrogen, nitrogen and other gases which are in trace amount. Trace means very little amount. Then question number 30, name the bacteria involved in the ethanol production. It is in page number 141. The answer is Zymomonas mobilis and Sarcina ventriculi. So these are the two bacteria which are used in the ethanol production apart from the fungi Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Then question number 31. What are the symptoms observed when the patient is not checked for hypersensitive reaction of penicillin? It is in the box, page number 140. So it causes resulting in nausea, vomiting, wheezing and ultimately cardiovascular collapse. So these are the symptoms a person is seen if he is not tested for penicillin test. Now question number 32. What is the difference between white wine and red wine? So white wine, it is produced from the juice of either white or red grapes without their skin and stems. And red wine is produced from black grapes including skin and sometimes stem. So here skin and stems are used in the red wine, whereas skin is used and stems are not used in the white wine. So that is the reason the color is changing. Then question number 33, name the two most common types of biofuels in use today as the first generation of biofuel technology. So it is in the page number 141. So they are ethanol and biodiesel. So these are the two biofuels which are used as the first generation biofuel technology. Then question number 34. What are the principal substrates for the commercial production of industrial alcohol? So what are the substrate you are using for industrial alcohol production? So question, it is in the page number 141. So these include molasses, corn, potatoes and wood waste. Then question number 35, what is germ? Give an example. So first expand the term germ. It is genetically engineered microorganism and the example is Pseudomonas butida. Then let us go to the 3-mark questions. Now what is anaerobic digestion and mention the stages accomplished in it. So it is in page number 143. The breakdown of organic matter in the absence of oxygen is called as anaerobic digestion. So it is carried out in the air-tight cylindrical tank known as digester, and anaerobic digestion is accomplished in 3 stages, that is solubilization, acidogenesis and methanogenesis. And second question, give an account on microbial fuel cell MFC. It is in page number 143. So sometimes they will be asking for diagram also. So if it is 3 mark or 5 mark, you can write the same points. So it is a bioelectrochemical system in which chemical energy is converted into electrical current using bacteria. It mimics bacterial interaction found in nature, and principle is allowing bacteria to oxidize and reduce organic molecules. MFC contains an anode, that is negative, in aerobic chamber and a cathode, a positive, in the aerobic chamber. So separated by a proton exchange membrane called as PEM, and the anode, in this anode will be protons are generated and microbes are oxidized in the organic fuel. And proton exchange membrane, it is a membrane through which the protons pass from the anode to the cathode, and cathode is nothing but the electron pass through the anode to the external circuit to generate the current. So that is the steps what you have to write in the microbial fuel cell. So this is the diagram of the microbial fuel cell. It is there in a textbook. So here they have not mentioned this chambers. So this chamber is called anaerobic chamber, where the bacteria is there, that is in the anode side, and in the cathode side it is the aerobic chamber, and this one is the bacteria. It converts the substrate into carbon dioxide, and that reaction is called as redox reaction. The ions which are produced, they pass through the membrane. This is the proton exchange membrane, the blue line in the middle, that will be entering the through these hydrogen ions. So in this, when it comes to the cathode, now this cathode is it is in the open, it is touched with the oxygen. So what will happen? The oxygen combines with the hydrogen ions and it will produce water. So when the hydrogen ions are entering to the plasma proton exchange membrane, the electrons will travel from the anode and they pass through the circuit and enter into the cathode, and that is how the circulation happens, and when the electrons are moving, the bulb will be glowing. So this is how the cell works. Understand? Then differentiate, third question, differentiate prebiotics and probiotics. It is in page number 139. Prebiotics means these are compounds in food, that is fibers, that induce the growth or activity of beneficial microorganisms. And probiotics, these are live microorganisms intended to provide health benefits when consumed, generally by improving or restoring the gut flora. And prebiotics, it is the source of prebiotics are fruits and vegetables, and for probiotics the sources are curd and yogurt. Fourth question, how yogurt is produced? Page number 143. So microorganisms such as Streptococcus, Thermophilus, Lactobacillus bulgaricus produce yogurt by fermentation. So the process how they produce is they coagulate the milk protein and then they convert the lactose in the milk to lactic acid. So lactic acid is the byproduct which is coming from the yogurt, and the flavor of the yogurt is due to the acetaldehyde. So these are the 3 points you have to write in this. The next question is, write a short note on Patneer. So Patneer, it is in page number 141. So Patneer is nothing but it is a traditional drink obtained from fermenting the sap of palms or coconut trees. So from the sap you will be getting a liquid. When we put a hole in the sap, that liquid is called as the Patneer, and it is a refreshing drink, and with which on boiling it produces jaggery or palm sugar. So in Tamil you will be calling as Panavellam. So that is the thing. So when Patneer, it is left undisturbed for few hours, it gets fermented to form toddy. So toddy is not, what is toddy if they ask question also? It is nothing but the Patneer. When left undisturbed for few hours, it gets fermented. So that is called as the toddy. And after 24 hours, toddy becomes unpalatable. Unpalatable means not suitable for drinking. So such liquid which is not suitable for drinking, so that can be used as a vinegar. So we can get from Patneer, you will be getting palm sugar, toddy and vinegar. So these are the 3 products you can get from the Patneer. So Patneer is nothing but the sap of the palm trees and coconut trees. So children, still we will be seeing this still 3 marks and 5 marks question in the next session. So we will be seeing more questions in the thing. So let us continue in the next class.